I just do it daily. I try and, help 1, 2 or 3 people every day. I love routines because it means you can focus on the things that are important. If you start out by trying to help one person a month, I think that's a pretty good place to start. Whenever you have a meeting with someone, at the end of once you come back to the office or at home, it's time to update the pipeline. If someone gives you a referral during the meeting or after the meeting in an email, then it's time to add that person to the pipeline. Also, if the person is giving you new information, maybe they've committed to buy from you or committed to do a trial or committed to refer someone, then that's more information again for you to adjust your probability. It could be more information to adjust the amount that person could potentially buy. Yeah, if someone buys from you, you increase the probability, and in the amount column you put the actual amount that they've purchased. You might even put a little note as to when they may purchase again. So if someone says no, then obviously the probability is very low or zero. But don't get rid of them from the pipeline completely. Maybe shift them into another tab, because you never know when that person could be interested in something that you're selling in the future.
Let me show you how this looks in our pipeline. Let's say the customer, Bilbo Baggins, had a really nasty experience and has decided that he just doesn't like us. We could put in the notes that this guy really doesn't like us. So let's say that we get another salesperson to help us out with this pipeline, and they say, hey, I know this great guy Bilbo, he'll love our product. When they look up Bilbo in the pipeline, they'll see the note that says, don't contact this guy again. That's much better than contacting someone for the second time when they've asked you to leave them alone. Another way to do this would be to add a column with like status. This is the same thing, but just a little bit clearer. The idea behind this is that more information is always better, and we might actually find that a new salesperson could get in touch with Bilbo in a year from now, and they might have a great relationship.
You've really got to understand, why they said no. They may say no because, they don't have any money. They may say no because the problem that you're talking to them about isn't really a problem for them at this point in time, because the solution you have is around children and they don't have any children. But one day they may. So it's really about timing. If you've made a connection, a genuine connection, you've built rapport, then maybe at some time in the future you can help them. I always send a follow-up email if I've committed to do something in the meeting. It could be as simple as, thank you for taking time out to meet with me. I really enjoyed the conversation. We spoke about XYZ. Here's an article that I mentioned. Here's a book that I mentioned. Here's a link to a website that I mentioned. There's a judgment element here. Like, again, you've got to respect people's time. You just don't want to just bombard them with book suggestions and movie suggestions. And really it comes back to, having them in mind. So, what they potentially care about, understanding their needs and how you can help them. Yeah, I think everyone has the ability to help someone else. It could be through advice on an idea. It could be a fresh perspective on maybe a problem that they're looking at. It could be an introduction to someone who you think could help them. And so we should always be thinking about how we can help others. And a follow-up email to a meeting is a really good way, to create a routine around helping others.
Notice how much time and effort it takes to do this stuff well? If you don't take that time, you can kind of rush it and just treat people poorly. One thing that really good founders like to do is make sure they're spending at least 50% of their time reaching out to people and writing love letters and stuff like that. A game you can play is look back through your calendar each week and just see how much time did you allot to those kinds of activities. Because treating people well takes time. So book out time in your calendar to treat people well. Now, Will's given us some further reading, and we've got links to that stuff in the resources below.
I think it essentially comes back to this concept that sales is scary because you're potentially going to get rejected, and a routine helps to remind you that this is really just a fear. It's an illusion. It's not real. So if you're constantly out there meeting with people, having these conversations, the world doesn't seem so scary, and that's the value of a routine.
We're more powerful than we think, you know, even if they have many more years of experience and look very successful. Don't underestimate how you can help other people.